going to press record because I know there are a few people that wanted to jump on, but they weren't able to. So I want to welcome you guys to the call. My name is Deidre Mangus, and we have a few speakers. We have 3 other speakers in addition to myself. So I would love us to start by just introducing ourselves, saying where we're from, and how long we have been a coach. So I already said my name. I am from originally Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I live in Chambersburg, and I have been a coach. It will be 7 years in a week and a half. It is so hard to believe. Holy crap. All right. So go ahead. Who wants to go next? Who wants to go next? Shay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm Shay Rogers, or Sharon Rogers, but on this thing it looks like I'm Tyrell Rogers, but that's my husband. But anyways, I am from Colorado, and I've been a coach now for a little over years. July of last year, 2018, that I started. So.
Hey everybody, my name is Sarah Griffith, and I'm also from the area where DJ used to live. I live in Irwin, PA. It's close to Pittsburgh, and I've been coaching now for 5.5 years, and it feels like I just started.
And my name is Megan Blinka. I parallel Sarah. We are in the same town now in Irwin, Pennsylvania, but we certainly weren't 5.5 years ago when we started this. I'm from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and moved to Pittsburgh after college, and then married my Prince Charming, who happened to have a house in Irwin, Pennsylvania, and we've been here ever since. And I am excited to share more with you guys tonight.
That is so crazy. Like, Sarah and Megan totally took my hometown. I'm not even in it anymore, and they are. But we actually all did know each other from college, as crazy as that sounds. So most of us, other than us 3, did not know each other when we first started this journey. But it just so happened that we were in college and like left each other for a few years and came back together, which is really, really cool. Okay, so now that you got a little tiny intro of us, we're gonna each just take a little bit of time to share a little bit of our journey. I feel like we're all relatable in different ways. We all have different stories on why we came. We all came from different backgrounds, even though some of us are from similar places. But it's just really cool how there's just so many opportunities for everyone. And yeah, it's just really cool. So I know some of you guys are on this call. Some of you will be listening to this call for different reasons. Maybe you saw the opportunity just seeing someone in person and talking to them. Maybe you found one of us from social media and you're interested in this opportunity for different reasons. We all came in for different reasons as well. So whether it's just you wanting to work on your own fitness journey, whether you wanted to maybe pay for gifts for your kids, holidays, Christmas is coming, maybe you're just wanting to make a little bit of extra income, maybe you want to replace a full-time income, maybe you want to pay off debt, maybe you want to pay a car payment or a mortgage, maybe you want to retire a spouse, and maybe you just saw that we travel and we have events and they're really fun, and you're like, hey, I want to travel, I want to do that too, I want to go on a cruise, I want to go to Mexico, I want to go on to a resort in Arizona, that's where we just were. There's so many different places that we go, and maybe you like to travel and you want to do that. So there are a lot of different reasons why you may be coming into this, but we're going to share our reasons on why we started. So who wants to start first? Sarah, I'm looking at you. All right, it's Sarah's turn.
All right, I'll keep it short and sweet. So when I got started, it was 5.5 years ago, and I started with the 21-day fix as a challenger. I did not come into the business opportunity looking for work. I just came in this because I needed to lose a little bit of baby weight, and Deidre was inspiring to me. So I started with the fix right at launch time. I got results, and within about a month's time, I was posting like a coach. Like I was trying to like be the coach, even though I wasn't the coach. And all of you you probably have challengers like that, or you're in a group where you're like, that person would be an awesome coach. And so I started to scratch my head, and I started to think to myself, she's going on all these cool trips, and she has this freedom, and she's making, she's supposedly making all this money, and everything just started to click. And I was like, I kind of want what she has. And I just couldn't stop watching. And so I started to that voice inside your head, which may be why you're on the call tonight, where you start to say, if she can do it, why can't I? And so I did. And I joined about a month after I was just a challenger. I signed up the next month so that I could afford the Shakeology, because I was on a teacher's salary. So Shakeology wasn't in my budget to be able to afford for the coming months. So I started, and right away, this is something that a lot of you ask, is like, how do you get started at the beginning? And I started right away with my teacher friends. So I had my first challenge group. It was all coworkers. There was 14 other teachers, and that was how it started. And I was so focused on getting them results. And what started to happen was they told their friends, and then their friends told their friends. And that's truly how I got started. I didn't, and I'll talk more social media in a bit, but I didn't have a following. I just got people results. So that's how my journey started. I didn't intend to leave my job. I just liked having fun money. It was cool to be able to go to Ulta and buy makeup, or to pay for my son's ice skating classes and it not hurt our budget. I'll never forget the time I went to the grocery store, and our grocery bill was like $200 or something. And I was like, I got it. And I swiped my little debit card that I was using for my Beachbody account. And it felt so cool, because that meant we had $200 extra to go on a date or to do something fun as a family. And so the little money, the little wins that I had in the beginning were almost more powerful than, where I am today. Like, it mattered back then big time. And it made a difference for our family. And so I part-time coached for 2 years. I was teaching full-time. I was taking graduate classes because I wanted to be a principal. And so I was juggling all the things at that season in my life. Then after 2 years of coaching, my husband and I prayed about it. We really made a big decision, and I chose to leave my full-time job. And so I've been coaching now for 3 years full-time, and that's looked different. So at that time, I had a little one at home, and I now have 2 little ones at home. So I have a 2-year-old, and I have a 7-month-old now. So my business for a season was Pockets. So you see the moms talking about their nap time hustles. I get that. I lived that. And now I've just transitioned into a new season at the start of the school year, where now my kids actually are going to daycare 4 days a week from 9 to 4, because mommy has a job. Some of you are probably like, is this a real job? This is a real job. Like, it is totally real. My kids go to daycare because I need to be working all day. So it's looked different in all seasons, but it's been a blessing in all seasons. So anyways, that's all.
Megan, do you want to go?
Sure. Yeah, I'll jump in after Sarah, because like we shared at the beginning, we did start right around the same time. We have a lot of parallels, but things have looked different for both of us. So Sarah and I both joined in the exact same challenge group. We started at the same time. I was the silent participator. I was the one who did not make a meal plan. I was the one who did not act like a coach. I was the one who did not check in on a regular basis. But I saw Sarah doing it, and I saw, Deidre leading us, and I saw all these other people who, if they leaned in, they seemed to have way more fun. And if they leaned in and did what was going on in the group, they were getting better results. And it took one really bad day. And it was, Fat Tuesday, like the day before Lent starts. And I remember I went to the Pizza Hut buffet, and I ate all the things. And I don't think I ate like a remote vegetable that entire day. And at the end of the day, I checked in, because it would have been easy to check in on the good days. And I chose that I was going to actually check in on the hard day. And I think it was like day 9. So it was like Tuesday of the second week, and I'm weird how I remember things, but it was like day 9. And I was like, I haven't done anything this whole group. Like, I was the one who I was like, I don't want an virtual group. I don't want to be in this group with strangers, but I was like, I'm here. So why not make the best of it? And I checked in that Tuesday because it was a really bad day. And then I realized that I did better the next day because I checked in and said I would. And I knew that if I kept holding myself accountable, I was going to continue to get results. And it was a whole week later of actually really being diligent on my nutrition and fitness. On day 16, when I stood in the mirror after a shower, threw on a sports bra and bottoms and snapped a picture and sent them to Deidre. And she was like, those are really great 21-day results. I was like, this is 16. Like, I haven't even finished yet. And I had already canceled my Shakeology on Home Direct because I was a stay-at-home mom. New stay-at-home mom, but I was a stay-at-home mom and certainly could not afford to pay $100 a month for this stuff that clearly I didn't need. But 16 days in, I was like, I kind of think I need to stick with that. Like, I need to figure out a way. And I knew I could sign up as a coach. And I knew that I could get this discount. And I was like, okay, well, that will buy me a little bit of grace. Like, get the discount. And my husband was like, if you like it that much, just order it. Like, why are you doing this? Because we can't afford it. And again, I've been following Deidre for over a year, like admiring her lifestyle and her happiness and her fitness. And I was like, you know what? Like, why not? Like, what does she have that I don't? No offense. But I was like, what does she have that I don't? Nothing. There was nothing that I couldn't do that she was doing because she was so transparent in what she was doing. I was in her challenge groups. I saw how she was running them. I liked it. I was like, I can totally do this. And my goal was to simply make $100 a month to cover the cost of the Shakeology. I was like, okay, now I'm flat. And then I did that like over the weekend with my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law and my sister, who I was like, hey, I'm doing this thing. You guys want to join me? And I was just that blunt about it. So I was like, this is what it's done for me. And I think you guys should join. And then they did. And I was like, okay, that was cool. And I am an overachiever. If you do the Enneagram business, I am a 3. I am the overachiever. So I was the one that was like, okay, well, like that was a couple of days and I did what I was set out to do, which was help 3 people. So what's next? And I just kept going and I just kept setting the bar a little bit higher. And if you're a stay-at-home mom, you know that like you don't ever actually, or a mom in general, you don't really do things for yourself. So my next goal was a pedicure. I wanted a pedicure without worrying about being like, this should be going to groceries or family or kids savings or whatever. I just wanted to go get a pedicure. And then I did that. And then I kept saying, how cool would it be how cool would it be if I covered all of our groceries for the month, not just my Shakeology, and added Shakeology for my husband? And then what if I covered my car payment? And then what if I was able to cover my car payment and our student loans and our Shakeology and our groceries and our mortgage? And I just kept setting the bar a little bit higher. And because I'm competitive with myself, I was like, okay, people are looking at me like this isn't a real job. And I had left my prior career in auditing. I was a CPA. I was an audit manager. I had a really highly regarded career. And to be honest, I made a lot of money. So when I left that job and I left that all behind to be a mom, I said to myself, okay, I knew what Deidre did. I knew what she achieved. And I was like, by my 1 year mark in this business, I want to be making what I was making when I left my job. And if I don't, nothing lost, but I will give everything I have for 1 year. And I remember someone asked me, they're like, what are you going to do when the year's over? I'm like, well, I don't know yet because I'm not there. But for 1 year, I won't look back. And for 1 year, I'll get up at 5 a.m. And they're 8 and 6. And I just got done telling my husband that I still hate bedtime with my children because it's madness every single night. And it was then. So our nighttime was crazy. Our daytimes were crazy. Our mornings were crazy. They were unpredictable. And I was like, I'm just going to do everything I can for a year. So I did get up, no matter how many times I was up in the middle of the night, up and down the stairs. I got up at 5 and did my workout. I shared it. I got on every single team call. I got on every single training opportunity. And I did what the people told me to do. It's not rocket science. It's not like there's anything like one coach has that they're not willing to share. Everybody's actually beyond willing to share their information with you. It just comes down to, will you do it? And at that 1 year mark, in that 12th month in the business, I was able to match that prior career or that prior salary that I had. And I was like, well, here we go. Like, this is just the beginning and I'm just getting started and I'm just going to keep going. Caveat, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income. But I always just looked at like, where am I going? Where can I go next? And I just kept building upon that. And it's been 5.5 years. It's been an incredible blessing. Our lives have just continued to grow. And I constantly go back and think like, if I didn't take that post of Deidre's and shove it in my husband's face and be like, look what she's doing. I can do this too. There's no reason I can't. And he was like, then go. And I was like, okay. And so I did. And here I am. That's my story.
That's awesome. Thank you. All right, Shay.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I am the newbie coach on the block, but I've actually been doing Beachbody programs like super consistently for like 6.5 years now. I think I've missed maybe like on Beachbody on Demand. Now they keep track or whatever, like 20 days out of a full year. I'll miss not using it. Like, it's just me. It's who I am. And so literally everybody who knows me knows I like bleed fitness. It's like, it's my passion. I absolutely love everything about it. And so did all these programs just by my, like on my own. But back kind of towards the beginning, so kind of like maybe 5 years ago, was on Google and came across Deidre's blog and started following her blog. I didn't even have Facebook at the time, so I was just like following her blog and thought, oh my goodness, like she's super cool. And I saw what, Megan and Sarah were even saying where Deidre was getting results. And like, I was just super intrigued with her, but never really reached out to her enough and just kind of stalked her all the time and saw her living her transparent life. And then we got in touch a little bit, and I kind of halfway joined her challenge group, but not really, kind of until I heard about this new program, ADD Obsession. And I knew if I was going to, because I had committed and I had done all these programs, but they were all short, they were like the 6 week, the 8 week, nothing like the ADD Obsession. When I saw that and I saw the strict, like nutrition plan that went with it, and I decided I was going to go 100% and follow it to a T, and I knew I could not do that alone. So I messaged Deidre and I was just like, hey, do you have a challenge group going for the ADD Obsession group? And she was like, of course. And so, and I stayed super consistent. Like Megan said, like every single day, like I was checking in, and it kept me accountable. And like every single day I was checking in. Every single day I was making sure that I followed that nutrition. Every single day I saw others in the group doing it. And so we were kind of like a friendly competition. We were like all doing this together. And like, what did you have today? What did you eat today? Like, how was that workout? We were all working on it together. And I thought, this is super cool. And Deidre kept checking in with me during that program. That was in January of 18. And she kept checking in, just every couple weeks, and would just be like, how's it going? And then she'd every once in a while just like drop a little like, have you thought of coaching? Or like, have you ever considered doing what I'm doing? And I'm just like, no, thanks. I had kind of actually looked into it years before and didn't see a future in it, didn't see how it could even work for me. And so, yeah, okay, Deidre, she asked me like a million times. But anyways, I was just kind of like, nah, right? And then after I finished, I got like the best results of my life. Like of all the Beachbody programs, ADD Obsession, I will still go and do that program any day of my life. I love that thing to pieces. And so I got incredible results with it. And so then, of course, Deidre asked yet again, like, have you thought of this? And I was just like, no. And it really wasn't honestly Beachbody. It wasn't fitness. I love fitness. I believe in everything Beachbody has to offer. Like I've been doing them consistently for 6.5 years. It was more just the whole scare of MLM, pyramid scheme. You guys have heard all those words. And that's what was holding me back. It wasn't at all Beachbody. Well, then finally in June of 2018, last year, I was talking to my husband and I was just like, I was frustrated. And here's my frustration. It was kind of small, like Megan was even saying. It honestly was to just have a little bit, because when I had my daughter 3 years ago, I stopped my job. I used to be a pastry chef. And so I was a stay-at-home mom. And I just felt weird asking my husband for money or taking some money out of our joint account to go buy his birthday present or his Christmas. It just seemed weird to me. I was just like, this is so odd. I was so used to having my own job, being kind of independent in that way. And now I was using, it was our money, but he was the one earning it to like go buy him stuff. So really I was just like frustrated. And I was like, I just want to earn just enough money to be able to buy presents. Like that was that, like, that's where I wanted. And so I said, Deidre, and he knew her name by this point, but I was just like, Deidre keeps talking to me about this coaching. I think I'm going to do it. And he was like, I know you can do it. Like, what are you unsure of? And I was like, well, what if it's like a pyramid scheme? Like, what if it's not going to work? And I was just, all those fears were holding me back. And he was like, talk to her about it. So I messaged Deidre, and I think I probably shocked her. And I was just like, I want to know it all. And so she sent me some links, and I watched the videos, and I was like, okay, I think I'm going to do this. And she was just like, okay, well, here's how it is. I said, first, let me ask you some questions. And so I was like point blank with her, and she was point blank right back. And I already knew the answers, you guys, because I had been watching her just authentically live her life for the past like 5 years. But it was just that fear that was holding me back to become a coach, because I knew deep down I wouldn't have to change nothing, because I do love fitness. So it's not like I would have to like get used to all of that. It was just more the fact of actually like believing in myself. So on July 1st of last year, I signed up to be a coach, and I've been doing it, and I love it, because all it really is, yes, I've been able to earn that money. Like, it was the best feeling in the world last November, and it's coming up again this November. Don't tell my husband. To be able to treat him for his birthday. Like last November, we went on like a 2-night overnight stay. And it was all, as Megan said, we can't say how much the income, that's all up to each person, but it was all paid for by the money I had earned through Beachbody. And last year was just the few months that I had been a coach. And that's what has made it totally worth it for me. I love it. I love it. Like, never turning back. Deidre's now like, I told you so, but like, it's the best, and it's been awesome. So.
It just gets me so giddy when I hear everyone's story, because like, it's crazy. Like, to think where we started and where we are now and what has changed. So I'm going to share a little bit of my journey, because it is very similar, but also, I guess a little bit different. But I am a former ER nurse. I started my journey also just to be healthy. I actually didn't come into this for the business opportunity whatsoever. I just wanted to lose the baby weight. I had 2 kids under 2, and one was a newborn. And again, I was working full-time as a nurse. I was taking master's classes. I was really busy. And, I tried all these fad diets, and I was a big gym goer. So like, I would go to the gym, and then I would go to fast food restaurants. Totally not going to lie. Like, I was one of those people. So like, I wasn't getting the results, but I would spend a lot of time at the gym, and having a newborn, it was just like almost out of the question. It was really hard to get my kids at the gym in the nursery at the time where it was even open, to when I could work out without having to wake them up. And it was just inconvenient, So I saw my cousin, who actually is a former 4-time top coach in this company. So like, guys, our team is coming from somewhere. But so I saw my cousin sharing her journey, and she invited me to join a challenge group. And I was like, what do I have to lose other than weight? Because it's not coming off with what I'm currently doing. So I joined. I ended up burning a DVD. That's what we used at the time. I burned a DVD. Didn't want to use Shakeology because I didn't want to pay for it. Okay. And I started getting results with Insanity, which was crazy that was the first program I started using after I had a baby. But I don't recommend that for everyone. But I did love what it was doing for me. And my cousin kept saying, why don't you try Shakeology? You adding this into your regimen is going to be amazing for you. And I struggled with eating. A huge emotional eater. I love ice cream. So I would go through ice cream like it was nobody's business. And I realized, okay, there's this shake that she's saying tastes like a smoothie. It's like a smoothie. Maybe I can replace what I'm spending my money on without spending too much and still get the results. So I did it. And I loved the results that I was getting. I lost like 20 pounds in the first 2 months, I think it was. And I was like, okay, I need more of this. So I was sharing my workouts on social media, just not expecting anything in return. Just, I wanted to share it because I'm a nurse and I like helping people and I like to motivate people. That's just who I am. So I was sharing my journey, and I had my photographer who just took our family pictures. She reached out to me and she was like, hey, I see what you're doing with these Beachbody programs. I want to get help. I would love for you to sign up as a coach and help me. Have you ever thought about coaching? And I'm like, well, my cousin asked me about it a couple times, but I said no, like 2 other times. And she was like, you should totally do it. I'd love to sign up and have you help me. And I'm like, okay. So I was so excited. I signed up. Guys, guess what? She still has yet to sign up with me, but I thank her because she was the reason why I got started. And I would not have taken that leap if she wouldn't have said anything, because my cousin couldn't talk me into it. So it was just really cool that, someone who just was out there watching my journey encouraged me to do it. And that's why I'm here. And again, I didn't come into this for the business opportunity. I wanted to help someone. After I signed up, I'm like, I just want to help someone feel the way I feel, because it feels really, really good. So, I started helping a couple people, and then I went to an event and I saw my cousin up on stage, and I was like in awe. I'm like, you could be like really successful with this business. Like, you could earn income. I could like maybe one day quit my nursing career and be home with my kids and stop working swing shifts. That's even crazy to think about, because I was like, there was a point in time where I was not putting my kids to bed, or I wasn't getting up with them, and someone else was taking care of my kids. I wanted to take care of my kids. I didn't want someone else to do it. So I decided that this was going to become a business opportunity. And all I needed to do was share my journey and invite others to join me and run these fitness groups online in my home, in my sweatshirt with my hair up, and sometimes my makeup isn't done. And I'm just encouraging people to stick with it. I'm encouraging people by giving them healthy recipes and just giving them some motivation and checking in with them and seeing how I can help them. Even though I'm not an expert, I realize that I can still help people, because we have these fitness programs where the trainers tell you what to do. We have these nutrition programs where they tell you what to do. And they have this superfood shake that we drink it, and it's going to give us the best nutrition ever. So that's what I did. And as Megan said with her income, insert disclaimer that it does depend on your own diligence and effort and skill. I was able to replace my nursing income within 1 year, but I still didn't want to quit my nursing job. I was so passionate about nursing and helping people. But after 2 years, I did give up my nursing career, because I realized that I could help people and keep them out of the hospital. And I was just helping people in a different way. So I didn't feel as guilty giving that job up, because I'm changing a lot of lives here. So every single month since I started, I have committed to helping at least 3 people every single month, just by sharing my journey. And it has been amazing, because the main reason, after I realized about the opportunity, the main reason was I wanted time with my kids. And I wasn't getting that. And I realized that a little bit of sacrifice and work and staying up a little later, waking up a little earlier, by helping people online at home, gave me the ability to now have that freedom with my kids that I didn't think I could ever get. And it has been amazing. I actually sat down, I picked up Josiah, he's my 1-year-old, from daycare today. This morning I got my kids on the bus, got him to daycare, picked him up from daycare, and I got home at 2:30. And I just sat there and I'm like, dude, it's Monday. I'm not working a 12-hour shift. He's like happy little camper, running on his little scooter, shooting basketball in his little basketball hoop. And I'm just watching him, and I'm like, I am home with my kid, and I didn't have this with my 8-year-old or my 7-year-old. And it feels so darn good. And I'm just like, more people need to know about this, because it is life-changing, and it gives you that freedom. If you really, really want it, it gives you that freedom that people crave and they wish they had, but they don't do anything to make that change. But like, here you go. We're handing you the opportunity on a platter. So I hope that you can take it, because it really does change your life. So that's my journey. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and I love it. And all right. So now that I share, we all went through our journey. We wanted to share like a couple frequently asked questions, because there are a lot of questions that people have when they're first getting ready to get started. And before they get started, they want to make sure like this is the thing for them, and this could fit their family, this could fit their lifestyle. So we want to give that to you, so you're confident in your decision when you join us. Who was going to, okay, Sarah, you wanted to talk about social media, because that's like huge. People wonder like, how can we make this work? So go ahead.
So in regards to social media, you need to know one thing. You don't need to have 10,000 followers. You don't need to even have an Instagram account yet. We love it if you do, but it's not a prerequisite. Here's what you have to do. You have to be willing to be teachable, and you have to be willing to be transparent. That's it. If you can do those 2 things, all of a sudden, you now are able to have a presence on social media, and you're able to make an impact. So for those of you who are worried that you don't have the followers, don't let that discourage you. The purpose of these trainings that we're going to give you, because when you join our team, we don't just say, welcome, good luck. We help to mentor you, and there's lots of resources, and there's tons. Honestly, it might be overwhelming. There's tons of trainings specifically on social media, how to use it, how to tell your story. We'll teach you how to share on social media instead of quote unquote sell, because I know that that is a fear of a lot of you. A lot of you are afraid, I got to start posting on my Facebook or on my Instagram like pictures of me in Shakeology. Absolutely not. We're going to teach you how to do it in a really I like to say a classy way. I think if you follow any of our social media accounts, you will see that we're not just out for the quick sale. We want to build relationships with our followers. We want them to come into our tribe so we can help them, not so I can just sell you Shakeology. I want to work with you for a long time, and I want to get you results, and I want to make you feel like you're part of our sisterhood, whether it's because you're a client or a coach. So that is just something that I think you guys need to know, is that it's okay. Wherever your starting point is, totally okay, and we'll help you. I've noticed, I shared with you guys in the beginning that I've been at this for a long time. And so when I started, it was Facebook, and it was pictures of me holding Shakeology and like doing things that we don't do now. And it's evolved. And yes, a lot of it has changed in regards to the quality of our pictures and the lighting. And if you look at our accounts, we are intentional about it, but we've learned how to do that. And we'll teach you that again, as I said. But Instagram has changed. And so while a lot of coaches, started on Facebook, and some still post on Facebook and use it, and it's amazing. But a lot of us are on Instagram now. And I love it, especially for those who are just getting started, because it gives you a chance to, share your journey, like everything. Like, we want to watch you win. So like, I want to watch you on Instagram lose 30 pounds, right? Like, I want you to show me every day how you did it. And when you do it, all of a sudden I'm like, girlfriend knows what she's doing, or that chick knows how to eat healthy. Like, I see her meals, I see her dinners. I see the way she really is. And your followers start to become your friends, and they do trust you. And yes, it takes time. Okay. You making a relationship with someone on Instagram today, it's not your harvest this month. It's your harvest in the spring, or it's your client who's going to come to you at the start of the new year. But I think this is important for you guys to know. I tell my new coaches this. It takes me about 4 months to convert someone from just following and watching my stories regularly to, hey, I'm kind of interested in those workouts that you do, or can you tell me more? So I want you to know that regardless of how long you do this, it's still a matter of you got to show up every day. You got to be consistent. You have to. We still have to invite. Deidre's. She's been on the call and she's been at this the longest, but she still sends invites. And so, yes, that is something that can be a little bit scary, but there's really easy ways to do this so that it's not like, I don't want to say tacky, but so that it's just natural. So we will teach you all that. And I just need you to be transparent. That's it. We just need you to be willing to share your journey, to get a little uncomfortable, because we will push you a bit and challenge you to share things on social media. But it's all okay wherever you start. My Instagram wasn't in existence when I started, and I had 100 friends on Facebook. It was like 102 or something, and it was a private account. And so it looks a lot different now, and I'm very open about my life, and I learned that through sharing. So anyways, I'm going to stop because I could go on all day and talk about social media, but I think that, once you join, that's something we dive deeper into. But all I just want to say to you tonight is just take a deep breath. You don't have to have a big following. You just have to be willing to try. Okay.
Sarah's like our social media queen expert. She's so good at it. All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. So Megan is like our numbers queen. So she is going to share the comp plan. I know a lot of you are like, well, how do I earn income, and how could I actually make this a business? So Megan, go ahead.
I get the income part all the time. I'll thank those CPA letters that I carried after my name for so long. But when it boils down to the income, there are two main ways that you will be able to earn an income from this business. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. It depends on what your goals are. So the first way is retail. I think this is probably the easiest thing to understand, right? Like, you represent a company. Somebody wants to buy a product from you. They buy the product online through the website attached to your unique coach ID that you get when you sign up. You earn a 25% commission. We have what's called challenge packs that she's going to talk about, which actually have a higher commission. They're about 40%. But big picture, somebody purchases from you, you earn 25% commission. You also, as a coach, get a 25% discount on anything you buy. Clearly, those are matched for a reason. Same thing either way. 25% discount or 25% commission to the coach that you're purchasing from. So if you aren't someone who wants to build a team and you just want to sell products to other people, then you sell the products, you earn the commission, totally connected to the number of products you sell. Now, the other side, which is how we've all been able to grow teams and build businesses, like the incomes that you're talking about, is through our team volume. The team volume side comes from your coaches that enroll with you. So this is a little bit different from the commission. So if you are joining as a coach, if you are joining under me as a coach, I am going to earn a commission when you first sign up. You will buy a challenge pack. I will earn a commission. You are now a coach under me. But anything going forward, I don't get any commissions. What you sell, you get your commissions. I don't get any commissions when you purchase anything. But what I do get is volume. And that is where the growth and the potential can really grow to any possibility, because your income is directly tied to the performance of your team. So we want our team to succeed. I want a coach to out coach me, because that just means it's going to grow. It's not like I cap their potential. You can surpass your coach. You can go past them. It's not like you are not limited to the person who's above you, which I think is a really cool understanding. And that contradictory to that common pyramid scheme. Was it Shay that you mentioned that? The whole pyramid scheme thing, the way a pyramid scheme works is there's actually, I don't know, it's different. Point is, the way this is, you can go past the person that's above you. So I just want to make that clear, that it's not like that's a common misconception. So the volume comes from your team. You sign up as a coach, your upline gets volume. Now you grow a team, you're going to get volume from any of your coaches that enroll with you, but so will your upline. So the volume comes from any coach who joined your team. Now, on that same line, when we're talking about volume, when you're joining a team that's growing and building, you're going to have the perk, so to speak, that you're also going to earn volume from the people who join that maybe they're not even yours. So I can actually give you a real life example. There's Deidre, and then there's me, and then there's Sarah, and we're like Sarah and I are in a line. So Sarah and I don't earn any sort of commissions off each other's coaches, but on one side of our business, when we add coaches, we both build each other's volume. So we're not, we have our own independent teams, but we share one side. Now the other side is all up to you. Nobody's going to help you build that. That is what's called your weak leg. And that is when, that is going to be the team, the other side that you have to build yourself. So we have a binary system, two sides. Joining a working team, you're going to get help from one side. Know that no one owes anything to you. It's still your business and it's your responsibility. And it's, your drive and determination that's going to determine what you do with this. But when you are part of a team that's growing, you have that just extra little bonus, that extra little push that helps you get you out of the gate, that you have a leg that kind of grows along as you're beginning to build in the business. As a coach now, the majority of my income is all built from the team cycle bonuses. Yes, I still have commissions. I still bring on new customers every month. I have customers that have been with me for years that are still ordering every month. So I still have commissions, but the bulk of it all comes from team volume. And that is, like Sarah talked about, she got her teacher friends to join, and then her teacher friends got their friends to join. And it just, you spread the wealth and you share it and everyone wins. It's not in a competition with each other. So you've got commissions, you earn 25% off of anything that someone just comes and purchases from you. And then you have the volume side, and that is when a coach joins your team, you get an initial commission off their very first order. And beyond that, it's all volume. But the more volume they produce and the more coaches they bring on into their team, the more your overall team volume grows. And that's where the growth in the overall income possibilities really begin to become limitless. I'll leave it with that.
Love it. Thank you. And guys, if that sounds a little confusing, it probably is one of the most confusing things, but we go over that over and over until you get it. And sometimes having that visual does help. So that's all in our trainings. Megan did a fantastic job saying it, but sometimes having that visual and just having it repeated helps. But that is the basics, and there's a lot of opportunity there. So, Shay, you were going to talk about how to get started and why the challenge packs are usually what we use. So go ahead.
Yeah, that's actually a great one, because if you remember my story, I said I was using Beachbody programs for 6.5 years, but I got my best results just a year ago. And if you want to know why, it's because I got a challenge pack, and there's no secret sauce in that. But what happened was I got the full system. And when I got the full system, then I wanted to be more like, I wanted to follow it. I had invested the money and I wanted to follow it exactly. So why get started with the challenge pack is it's going to give you that full system that you're trying to sell. And like how I think it was Sarah who just said, we're not trying to sell things, we're just sharing. Well, let me tell you a little secret here. And that is that literally if you invest in the challenge pack yourself, and then you are sharing your journey on social media, you don't have to sell. People are going to ask you, what the heck are you doing? Because you are posting daily that workout transformation, and you're posting like what you're doing with yourself, and they want to know, what is your secret? What are you doing? And they're seeing you. What are you drinking? What's that yellow or pink drink you're drinking before you work out? It's curating curiosity without you even having to sell it. So that's why a challenge pack. And the cool thing is when you do get a challenge pack, so why do we like encourage you when you're wanting to be a coach? Why do we encourage you to get a challenge pack? Say you're already super fit and you don't feel like you need it. Well, here's the deal. You're getting all that stuff that you're going to be able to start turning around and curating curiosity with, but also it's going to waive the coach enrollment fee anyways. So like, why not? Like, you're actually saving money. So why not do it? You're getting that full package that then you can talk to your customers about because you're familiar with it. You're familiar with that product that you're using. And also it's getting you into coaching for free, you guys. Like, that's super no-brainer for me. And so like, it's a pretty cool deal. So that's why we say, and that's why we encourage you guys, like, get a challenge pack, is because it's giving you then not only the opportunity to sell your stuff without selling, because you're going to start getting that transformation, but also, you're getting your coaching for free. So that's why we do challenge packs.
I love that it was like, your startup is you working on your own journey. Mm-hmm. It's like people invest thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to have a business. And we're over here like, hey, let's just work on our own fitness journey and share it. And you can build just as big of a business as someone else who's investing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about, okay, I really do want to build a business, but, look at how you could do it and the investment, because this is by far one of the best investments I have ever been able to make for a business. Well, I've never tried to open a business, but this is the best investment to build a business. All right. So now that we've given you some frequently asked questions and answered that, hopefully you guys can be confident in your decision. I really want you guys to think about why you even came here in the first place. Every one of you are listening to this. You came because you were interested in something about this opportunity, whether it is financial freedom of time. And I want you to think about how this opportunity can impact your life, because a lot of people sit on this and they don't do anything about it. And then they stay in the same place that they're at. And just realize that if you do just take this leap, so many things can change for your life. And it really is incredible. And I'm so thankful that I have taken that leap, even though it was scary for me at first. And these ladies that are on here as well that have spoken, like, it has been incredible. So when I first started, I used the excuse of, I don't have time. But if you notice, what I wanted was time. So I twisted it a little bit. I used that excuse and I found a solution. And I realized that if I stop using my excuse and I let that be my motivator, I can get more of what I'm missing. And this is just it's exactly what it has done. It has given me that freedom of time with my kids. And I hope that if you're using some kind of excuse that's holding you back from starting, let it be your reason to start instead of your excuse. So now that we are done, we're going to let you guys go, because I know it's like bedtime and you have other stuff to do. But please reach out to your coach who brought you here. If you have any other additional questions, make sure that you reach out to them. They are more than happy to answer those questions, so you do feel good about your decision when you join us. And we're excited to get you started. We're excited to have you guys on our team and to do this journey with you. So have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on.
Jump on tomorrow, Deidre.
All right. Good night, guys.